Once upon a time, there lived a girl named Shati who got married and went to live with her husband and mother-in-law. In a very short time, Shati found that she could not get along with her mother-in-law at all. Their personalities were different, and Shati was irritated by many of her mother-in-law's habits. In addition, she criticized Shati constantly. Days and months passed by. Shati and her mother-in-law never stopped arguing and fighting. But what made the situation even worse was that according to ancient tradition, Shati had to bow to every wish of her mother-in-law. All the anger and unhappiness in the house was causing the poor husband great distress. Finally, Shati could not stand her mother-in-law's bad temper any longer. So, she decided to do something about it. Shati went to see Mr. Uzair, who was a doctor. She told the situation and asked if he would give some poison so that she could solve the problem once and for all. Mr. Uzair thought for a while and finally said, "Shati, I will help you solve your problem, but you must listen to me and obey what I tell you." Shati said, "Yes, Mr. Uzair, I'll do whatever you tell me to do." Mr. Uzair went into the back room and returned in a few minutes with a pack of tablets. He told Shati, "You can't use a quick action poison to get rid of your mother-in-law, because that would cause people to become suspicious. Therefore, I have given you a number of tablets that will slowly build up poison in her body. Every other day, prepare some delicious meal and put a little of these tablets in her serving. Now, in order to make sure that nobody suspects you when she dies, you must be very careful to act very friendly towards her. Don't argue with her, obey her every wish, and treat her like a queen." Shati was so happy. She thanked Mr. Uzair and hurried home to start her plot of murdering her mother-in-law. Months went by, and every other day Shati served the specially treated food to her mother-in-law. She remembered what Mr. Uzair had said about avoiding suspicion, so she controlled her temper, obeyed her mother-in-law, and treated her like her own mother. After 8 months passed, the whole household had changed. Shati had practiced controlling her temper so much that she found that she almost never got mad or upset. She had not had an argument in 8 months with her mother-in-law, who now seemed much kinder and easier to get along with. The mother-in-law's attitude toward Shati changed, and she began to love Shati like her own daughter. She kept telling her friends and relatives that Shati was the best daughter-in-law one could ever imagine. Shati and her mother-in-law were now treating each other like a real mother and daughter. Shati's husband was very happy to see what was happening. One day Shati came to see Mr. Uzair and asked for his help again. She said, "Dear Mr. Uzair, please help me to keep the poison from killing my mother-in-law. She has changed into such a nice woman, and I love her like my own mother. I do not want her to die because of the poison I had been giving her." Mr. Uzair smiled and nodded his head. "Shati, my daughter, there is nothing to worry about. I never gave you any poison. The tablets I gave you were vitamin tablets to improve her health. The only poison was in your mind and in your attitude towards her, and also in her mind and in her attitude towards you. But that has already been washed away by the love and mercy of each of you. So go to your mother-in-law and live happily." See, sometimes when we face with any difficult person, instead of treating them with equal difficulty from ourselves, with equal difficult nature from ourselves, if we become the opposite and treat them with love and mercy, the situation in most of the cases become easier to get along with. That is the moral of the story. See you in the next story.